All right, I got a little bit of show and tell that I'm going to present to the audience of the Letterman podcast. That it's kind of an addendum. I think addendum is the right word. It's an addendum to Mark Carson's episode. Um, Mark and I talked about Bill Shortridge in his second appearance on the Letterman podcast. The most recent example, if you're watching this at the time that these videos are released. If you're not, I'm going to put it right after Mark Carson's episode, and I might even be able to link to it at the end of this video. We talk about a guy named Bill Shortridge. Now, Bill Shortridge was at the time, I mean, we're talking the 80s. Graphic artist, I suppose, is the way that we would call it. A very different job description than it is now. Everything hand done. This guy is an unbelievable artist, and I just appreciate Bill very, very much. We've talked behind the scenes. We talked about him a lot on the Carson episode, and I think that we have something here. I think he's finally going to say yes and come on the show, and I just appreciate so much when the late night pioneers appreciate what it is that we're doing here. Bill has been messaging us for a long time now since we started this. So I want to know the origin because, and it's funny how things just kind of happen naturally with this organically. Bill sent me a postcard that I received the day that Mark and I spent a good deal of his episode talking about Bill. You might remember the bumper that Bill was a part of. He was wearing the robe. And you watch the Mark Carson episode and you'll find that out. And I go to my mailbox after talking to Mark, after I texted Bill and let him know that we talked about him. I go to my mailbox and there's this. And I don't know if you can see that very well. Hopefully you can. It is a postcard of me drawn by Bill Shortridge. And I'm tickled pink by this. And I find out that he did a project. He did 40 of these and sent them out, not of me, but of different things. And I want to talk to him about that project. He sent them out, and of all 40, or it might be 30. We're gonna find out when we get him on here to talk about it. But three of them, the recipients received a postcard of them, and I'm just absolutely dumbstruck with gratitude by this. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate you so much. That's been a little bit of show and tell with the Letterman podcast, a segment that is growing in the many different little segments that we have here. So, show and tell with the Letterman podcast, Bill Shortridge. Hopefully, we have him on soon. But watch the Mark Carson episode, and you'll hear some more things about Bill. So, thank you very much, Bill. Just could not appreciate you more for this.